$250 million. That's how much the Department of Homeland Security spent on a national advertising campaign. And the star of those ads, it was the former Secretary of Homeland Security herself, Kristi Noem. Now add this. Her chief deputy at the agency was Lewandowski, a political campaign manager, not a Homeland Security expert. So the question is simple. Was DHS running immigration policy or a political campaign? The controversy centers on a massive DHS media campaign aimed at discouraging illegal immigration. The ads ran across television, social media, and international outlets. The message was blunt. Migrants should leave the U.S. or face consequences. And it cost roughly $200 to $250 million in taxpayer money. At the same time, Noem hired Lewandowski, Donald Trump's former campaign manager, to serve as her chief deputy inside DHS. Not an immigration official, not a Homeland Security specialist, a political strategist. When Congress began asking questions, the controversy exploded because the issue wasn't just the ads. It was whether the entire media campaign looked suspiciously like the entire stages of a national political campaign. If prosecutors ever get to examine this case, two issues would matter. First, misuse of federal funds. Because the issue wasn't just the ads. Government money must be used for legitimate agency purposes. If taxpayer dollars were used primarily to promote a political figure rather than the government policy itself, prosecutors could argue those funds were improperly spent. Second, misleading Congress. If sworn testimony about the campaign omitted key facts, including the role of political strategists shaping the message, that could create legal exposure. The defense, however, is straightforward. But wait, governmental agencies routinely run public messaging campaigns. Broader enforcement messaging is clearly part of DHS's mission. Cabinet officials regularly appear in official communication. And hiring political advisors, while controversial, is not illegal. From this perspective, the campaign was aggressive policy messaging, not criminal conduct. Now let's step back and look at the entire pattern. A $250 million advertising campaign featuring the secretary herself, a campaign manager installed as the chief deputy of the agency. Yes, perhaps each piece may be explainable, but together they raise a fundamental question. Was the Department of Homeland Security operating as a federal agency or as a political launch platform for Noem herself? The threshold for a criminal Office of Inspector General, OIG, investigation is far lower than the threshold for a conviction. And based on what we know right now, this absolutely deserves deeper OIG investigation. And yes, if supported, criminal charging. That's my ruling. This has been Crimes Digest, crime news cross-examined, where we test power inside the justice system. If you want more cases like this, subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode.